Alright guys, it's a little late at night. I wanted to wait until morning, but I couldn't. Today's review is going to be on DC Icon's Joker. This is Death in the Family Joker, as is noted here. But also, in his accessories, there is a crowbar. I really do like this thing that Icons does, where they have storyline specific figures, whereas Marvel Legends maybe just kind of go with costumes, and so they kind of hit like just a general era in the character's history. But having storyline specific stuff means they could release like Joker after Joker after Joker, and you could probably always want them because they would fit, you know, they would, yeah, they're all the Joker, but they're not the same Joker. And so I really think that is a really cool thing. The packaging is okay. It's purple. There's a J in the middle of the Icons. Oh, and then there's a J at the top. But other than that, kind of boring. Not really. I mean, like the Harley Quinn figure that came out before this, I love that packaging. And I try to get myself to throw it away, but my pack rat mentality would not let me. This one I'm probably going to go ahead and recycle as soon as I'm done. I might just throw this in the bin. On the back, you can see some of the other characters. I kind of want to get this Green Lantern. If you look at his head, I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that head could be used for an Adam Brashear figure. You know, I want to make all of the Ultimates customs if I have to. But, so I was thinking about buying that. Oh, it's when you start getting into customizing, you're buying figures just for random body parts to do your crazy Frankenstein experiments. Things can get a little expensive, so I don't know. I did not see any of these other figures. I only saw the Joker. I knew he was coming out this month, but I had read that like a long time ago, so I completely forgot about it. So I had to scramble to get some money together to get this because I was sure that it would sell out, and I don't know where else to go to get these. There's only one store I know of that sells DC Icons, because if I'm supposed to be finding these at Walmart or Target, I don't. If I'm supposed to be finding these at Toys R Us, I don't. If you watch this channel, you know that I hate my Toys R Us. My Toys R Us is like my arch nemesis, and it sucks, and it's far, so it's like I gotta go out of my way, waste time and gas to go there to be disappointed every time. So I didn't want to miss out, so I made sure to get this, and I think it's really, really cool so far. So I just wanted to do this right away so that I can open this toy. I was excited for it when I heard about it, but ever since I don't know, it's like money that burns a hole in your pocket, you know, and you just feel like you gotta spend it. I gotta open it. I really can't wait. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's start with the coolest accessory, and that's gonna be this crowbar. Now it's very, very simple, but I guess I just think it's cool just because it's the most like storyline specific thing that he comes with. Well, to me, like, you know, when I think about this story, I think about, you know, this crowbar. So that's really cool. It's just, you know, pretty simple, and it's got like a nice kind of silver paint to it to look like metal. That's nice. The other cool thing that it comes with, but I kind of sort of have a problem with, are some extra hands. And I don't have a problem with these hands necessarily, but, well, here, look, he comes with this hand, and it's done well. You know, you got those little lines on the top there, a little bit of sculpting, so you can see, like, yeah, these are gloves. So he's got this hand, which can't hold anything, but it's more of, to me, it's more of a like a come here kind of, you know, doing that thing with the finger, like when you're mad at your dog and you're telling it to come over to receive punishment, and it just hangs its head down. Yeah. So he comes with this hand. That's fine. And then he comes with this hand so that he can hold the crowbar. Okay, so that's nice too. And then the last hand that he comes with is this one. Now this will hold the Tommy gun. Now it fits well and all that, I don't have a problem. The thing is, his like default hands are two fists. So this means we take a look at the gun. This hand, right, it'll hold that, but his other fist hand will not be able to hold this part. So why would you give him 3 sets of right hands and not another left hand? So he can't hold this properly, and that just kind of bugs me. So I kind of wish he would have came with that extra hand. It's not a big deal, but you know, now he can only. It's like now he wouldn't be able to fire it normally, and I guess that's just. I would like to pose him holding it that way. Anyways, well, as far as the gun it goes itself, I think it looks really cool. It's got this kind of nice silver paint with this kind of like dirty wash to it, so it really looks more like metal. Look at the barrel. I think they came out pretty good. So that's really cool. It's just a shame that he can't hold it with both of his hands. Look at this psycho. I think he came out really, really well. Now, he actually kind of reminds me of when the Batman movie came out, the first Batman movie, the Tim Burton one. And they had toys and they had a Joker figure. And that Joker was dressed almost exactly like this, if not exactly like this. There's just, I have a few tiny little gripes, and maybe these are things that maybe only bother me and nobody else. I don't know. But let's just go over that first. Um, so, this hand that is meant to hold the crowbar, it's not tight enough, and so if you have his hand like that, gravity's going to do its job. And so it's just going to keep slipping down like that. And then, of course, because he only has this fist for a left hand, he can't hold the rifle properly. So you know, like I said, that's kind of lame that he can't do that. So now he's wearing this coat, and the coat itself is nice. I mean, it's sculpted nicely. The way it hangs down is very, you know, very cool looking. You know, they got the buttons sculpted on like pockets. I mean, that's done really well, and it's this really nice, soft plastic. Well, it's like he's wearing a coat underneath that, right? Like it's just his regular coat. And so you can see that here, and it's painted darker, but when you kind of look on the inside, it's not painted there. But it is painted down at the bottom, like between his legs. You can see they did paint the coat tails for it. I don't know, but they didn't actually paint it on the inside here, and that's kind of weird. That's like the tiniest gripe. I really don't care about that. But what is weird is this ab crunch. He doesn't have a diaphragm joint. I guess because that would really cut into the sculpt or something like that. But they gave him this ab crunch. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Because, alright, well, he can't crunch, he can't lean backwards. The coat just totally prevents that. And then the ab crunch itself is kind of low. So he really barely crunches. So it feels kind of useless. But because of this, we have no waist rotation. Now, while I generally do not like the waist rotation being, you know, at the belt line, this coat would have helped to kind of hide it, so it still would have been cool. But without a diaphragm joint, that means he can't turn at all, and all because of this useless ab crunch. That feels like a mistake there. So that's kind of lame. Another little thing that I kind of wish you could do is maybe remove the hat. But you can kind of see, like, it's really kind of sculpted in there because of his hair, so I guess if you did remove it, he would look weird, but I feel like they probably could have totally done it in a way where it still would have looked good, and being able to take the hat off, that would have been nice. That would have been a nice touch. And then the other little thing, and this is the last little thing, is his body. It's basically it's all molded in a purple plastic. And well, you know, the stripes and the pants and all that's done really well. I don't know if you'll be able to tell in this light, but just trust me. The knees are molded in a different purple plastic. I don't think you can tell in this video. Maybe right there. Can you tell right there? The knees are a slightly lighter purple. And that's not a big deal or anything. It's just that now that I've noticed it, I can't unnotice it, because now it seems like he's wearing some kind of weird knee pads. So the purple plastic of his knees matches this lighter purple of his coat, but not actually his pants. So that's just kind of strange. Aside from those tiny little nitpicky gripes, everything else I think looks really great. I like that you got his sleeves from his shirt coming down there. That looks good. Like I said, I really like the coat. His shoulders are molded in a way so that it looks like he's got like broad shoulders from the coat, but that does not hinder his movement at all, and so it still looks really good. And the sleeves are obviously sculpted on there, so that looks really cool to me. I thought that came out well. Other than just the whole basic look of this Joker is just so classic to me that I guess I think of the Joker in my head. This is pretty much what I picture. And if we look at his face, that is done really well. Look into his eyes. Those are crazy eyes, but they're painted so well. No wobbly eyeballs or lazy eyes or jacked up eyebrows, even though he's got these really crazy arched eyebrows. And sorry, my hands are a little shaky when I'm using my left hand there. But if you look at his teeth, nice detail on the teeth. And he's just got this really creepy expression. The longer you look at it, yeah, so he's just staring into that. He really looks crazy, and I really like that. And it just came out so well. Now, if you are wondering, I don't really have a bunch of DC icons to show you size comparisons. The last Batman was that wasn't actually Batman. It was Robin dressed as Batman. So I didn't get it, even though I thought it looked cool. So I'm still waiting on just like actual like Bruce Wayne Batman, and that's not out yet. So I can't give you a size comparison with that. But if you're picking up this Joker, you probably also wanted the No Man's Land Harley. And even though they're from two different storylines, so they have two different looks, I think they match up well enough. So I don't think that's a problem there. And you can see that Joker is taller. Harley looks a little bit taller because of the goofy thing she has on her head or whatever. But maybe Joker could stand to be a little bit taller, or Harley could be a little bit shorter. But for the most part, I think it's fine. Like Harley was taller than Joker, and so I think that they're still at a good size with that, as compared to like a regular Marvel Legends. Let me grab one here. Well, here's Deadpool, who is also fairly crazy. And yeah, Deadpool, he's a little taller. Just offering him a taco. Oh, what happened? Well, anyways, yeah, Marvel Legends are bigger than DC Icons by just a little bit. If DC Icons are all 6 inches, then Marvel Legends are like 6.5 inches. Because of for like a female figure that is a little shorter, like Captain Marvel, Joker is a little taller than she is. So they're okay. You can probably mix them in with your legends, if you wanted to, I mean, like, I kind of want to have something like with Batman and Captain America, but that last Batman just seems a little too short. But I'm hoping they made that one short on purpose because it was technically supposed to be Robin. So, anyways, for articulation, he can look left and he can look right. This soft plastic of the coat does not get in the way of that. But he doesn't really look up, like, at all. Like a little bit. And he looks down nicely enough, realistically, but his big, gigantic, super long chin would prevent him from looking any further down than this. But his head already feels like it's kind of at an angle, so I mean, like, if he had to be looking down at like a broken, beaten, bloody Robin, then yeah, no, he can do that still. Then of course he has that absolutely useless ab crunch. I guess it's not absolutely useless, but I just feel like this was not the articulation point to put on the torso. This was the worst one. Anyways, so he's got a ball joint at the shoulders, and again, the coat or the kind of shape of his shoulder does not get in the way at all. He has a bicep swivel and double jointed elbow, wrist rotation, and a wrist hinge. For his legs, he can't bring his legs back at all. The coat gets in the way of that. But he can kick forward a fair amount. You can actually kind of like bring his leg out a good amount. So yeah, I don't know, if you wanted to have him doing some crazy little dance, like he could do that too. So he's got that no thigh swivel or anything like that. He's got double jointed knees for his long lanky legs, and then he has an ankle hinge. His toes point all the way down and they come fair ways up. That's good. And then an ankle rocker, which is like a really nice ankle rocker. Look at that, it's like he broke it. So that's good. I think the articulation is fine. I really do like the articulation with DC icons. I just feel like maybe they kind of missed something a little bit, because if you look at Harley, she's got an ab crunch but no waist rotation, but that's fine because she has a diaphragm joint, which is what I prefer characters to have if you wanted them to be turned sideways. So she's got that, and even though she's a female figure and her arms are so little, she has a double jointed elbow, which is not something a lot of Marvel Legends can say. Whoa. So being, I guess, like a bigger figure or a male figure, I kind of expected a little more in the way of articulation, but that's fine. And now that I have the two of them together, I really think they look really cool. So I can't wait for some other characters, mainly Catwoman. You know, that's what I'm waiting for. I love Catwoman. But I can't wait for like actual true Bruce Wayne Batman, because the rest of this, I just think this looks really cool. Again, this is just, when I think of the Joker, this is what I'm thinking of in my head. So this is kind of like a picture perfect pair here for me. So I am really liking the DC icons, and I do want to get some more. Like I wanted to get that last Superman that came out, but it sold out kind of right away, so I never got the chance to get it. And even though I have no idea who the character Atomica is, I just thought she looked cool enough that I wanted to get her too. But I haven't done that. But obviously with the Joker, I couldn't wait. So I'm glad I got this before that sold out, because it was going pretty fast. Anyways, if you were thinking about picking this up, I'd say go ahead. I think it came out really well, despite its tiny little, minuscule flaws. Everything else, I think, makes up for it, especially the face and the expression. That's a really nice thing. A lot of Marvel Legends just have they have no facial expressions. Everyone's getting ready to take their driver's license photo, and that really kind of bothers me. I like so far that the DC Icons characters have some kind of an expression. It goes a really long way, in my opinion. And I don't know if you get more expressive than the Joker here. So I think it's definitely worth picking up. Anyways, as always, I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.